In the early morning hours of September 30th, 1938, the leaders of Germany, Italy, France, and Great Britain signed the Munich Agreement, allowing Nazi Germany to annex a big slice of Czechoslovakia. While some believed that satisfying Germany's demands would preserve the peace in Europe, the agreement did nothing to avert World War II, which started just 11 months later. When Adolf Hitler rose to power in Germany in 1933, he began realizing his goal to bring all ethnic Germans living in neighboring countries under German rule. After annexing Austria in 1938, he turned his attention to the border region of Czechoslovakia, called the Sudetenland, where some 3 million ethnic Germans lived. At that time, Czechoslovakia was dealing with its own internal tensions, which turned even more heated after a local pro-Nazi party requested that the Sudetenland break off and join Germany. In an attempt to avert war, Great Britain and France advised Czechoslovakia to accede to Hitler's demands, hoping that giving him the Sudetenland would satisfy his claims. As the pressure on solving the crisis rose, the Czechoslovak cabinet decided to respond by issuing a decree of general mobilization in September 1938 to prove the country was able to defend its borders. The appeal was accepted enthusiastically by Czechoslovaks. Within 24 hours, more than 1 million men had joined the army, prepared to fight for their country. A final deal was reached on the night of September 29th and 30th, 1938, when Hitler, Benito Mussolini of Italy, Neville Chamberlain of Great Britain, and Edouard Daladier of France signed the Munich Agreement. Representatives of Czechoslovakia were not invited to the talks, only informed of their outcome after the meeting was over. Czechoslovakia was given 10 days to relinquish about 1/3 of its territory to Germany, including border defenses, weapons, and industrial districts in the area. Given the fact that its army would face a larger military force with no support from Western countries, Czechoslovakia decided to capitulate in order to spare the lives of the thousands of men guarding its borders. Neville Chamberlain returned to Great Britain and announced that war had been averted. He was welcomed by cheering crowds.
I had another talk with the German Chancellor, Herr Hitler. And here is a paper which bears his name upon it as well as mine.
In the meantime, German troops moved into the Sudetenland and, despite the terms of the agreement, occupied the rest of Czechoslovakia as well a few months later. On September 1st, 1939, Germany invaded Poland, ushering in World War II. The strategy of making concessions to an aggressive power in order to avoid conflict had failed.